If you're new to our channel, we spend our weekends at our off-grid cabin digging a tunnel into the hillside through solid rock. That might sound crazy, but the craziest part is, we're doing it just for fun. Hope you enjoy. Never seen this coming. We just got here late yesterday evening. I come down to check on the tunnel real quick. And this is what I found. There's about 2.5 to 3 feet of water in the tunnel. So basically you got 3 feet wide by 20 feet long by 3 feet deep of water. What's that, 1,000 gallons maybe? A little over 1,000 gallons. That's not good. So I knew flooding was going to be an issue here with the spring runoff, and we were prepared to put a sump pump in. We were planning to do that about 2 weeks ago, but I got some sort of a flu bug and basically never left the house for 2 solid weeks. But now I'm paying the price for it. I wasn't expecting this much water this quickly, that being said, but we did have kind of a false spring a few days ago. It was like 16 degrees Celsius, and we lost probably 1.5 feet of snow, and then had a bunch of rain on top of that, and then more snow on top of that again. So we're going to run in. There's a little community about 35 minutes away. We're going to run in and buy a 110 volt sump pump, and then come back and see what we can do. How that mug is going to work.
Need to go.
Truck's running, we're ready to head in town. But this driveway is glare ice. And it's hard to tell on camera, but that is quite steep. And it goes up around a 90-degree turn. And of course now, it's coming on a raging snowstorm as well. I think we'll be fine.
I know sometimes life can be tough.
He's not so sure.
And you feel like you just had enough.
Can you up here?
When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, just remember that I'm here to cheer you on. Yeah, I wanna pick you up from the ground.
Go full committal and back right down the driveway here again. Friggin' weather. We're never getting out of here again. We've got 2 or 3 inches of snow since we left here an hour and a half ago. Crazy.
Keep on trying.
So we got this 1/4 horsepower sump pump to get the bulk of the water out. We're just going to hook that up to a garden hose. And then if all goes per plan, we've got a 12 volt pump we're going to hook up once the water's down, just to maintain the water level. We should have got some nylon tape. We'll make it work. Seems like a nice little pump. 50 feet of garden hose to hook up to it. Maybe we'll connect it up here out of the snow.
When you feel like there's too much on your plate, just call on me, and I'll help you carry some of that weight. I wanna make you understand.
So I'm going to try getting the door open. Curious what kind of condition the jackhammers are in. They're both in there. Thankfully I left the gas winch out. The jackhammers, the big Bertha should be standing upright, so it should be okay. But the little one, I can't remember where I left it. I can't quite make it to the door. It gets deep fast. It's a foot deeper at the door than it is where I'm standing. Oh dear. Okay, so the big jackhammer's okay. Better part of 2 feet of water in there through most of the tunnel. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not, but you can actually hear water running in there. pretty good pressure actually. So it's been running probably 45 minutes, maybe half hour. It's dropped it about 7 inches. The milk crate's just starting to break the surface there now. Okay, see a little bit of water on that small jackhammer, but I think the water level was below it for the most part. That one's okay. Oh, I just put my bum down in the water. Looks like the water might have been higher though, judging by the rest of the bolts. But there's no fine electronics in them anyways, they'd be fine. You throw them right underwater. So back here. And there's a drop off here somewhere. Yeah, there's a lot of water coming through this face. Kind of weird that it's just right along this back. Nowhere along the sides leading in. It's just along this quartz vein. That's kind of interesting. I'll move that pump a little deeper. Here's what the view looks like looking out. A little damp. Another hour to probably be empty. Yeah, it's been about another hour. So this is the box that's going to fit in that hole I'm jackhammering in the side of the tunnel. And it's going to be the new control center for all the electronics in the tunnel. So in this lower section, the lithium-ion battery is going to go in here. Then on this panel, the control module for the battery and the fuse block for the pump and the lights and whatnot. Then up on top, I've just got some general storage. I can throw my bits and stuff in here. Throw my feather wedges on this shelf. Even got a couple of hooks so I can put my ear muffs and my mask up there. So I'm just kind of laying out everything as I'm going here, designing it on the fly. So first thing I want to lay out is this fuse block. So next we got to lay out where we want this control module. A shunt. Sometimes life just works out. I was shopping around for a battery to run the tunnel sump pump and lights. And out of the blue, I got an email from Redodo asking if I'd be interested in trying their 165 amp hour Bluetooth battery and battery monitor. I've done some testing on it before bringing it up to the cabin, and I'm extremely impressed with it. There'll be more on some of its functions later in the video. And although they didn't sponsor the video, there's an affiliate link and discount code in the video description. So yeah, that's both ends on the positive cable. Might not be the most professional way, but works good. So I think we're at the stage, it's time to put the battery in and give it a test, see if we've wired everything up right, or see if it smokes. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, we got our light. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think everything here is going to work fine. Now I'm going to take it all back apart again. Head down to the tunnel, break out the last little bit of rock and get this thing mounted finally. Yeah, we're getting there. I stuck once in there for a bit, see how that works. It's quite interesting though. Like I said earlier, the side walls are totally bone dry. All the way back, so 14 feet. The only spot there's water coming in is right in the deepest part. Right in the hardest rock. So if you look closely, it actually is a pretty substantial flow of water coming through here. I think that's running through the gravel through that little puddle back there, which is coming from that face. So one benefit of this flood, it kind of washed down the walls of the tunnel and exposed this band of quartz. This is the left-hand side here. You can kind of see, it's hard to see with the camera, but it runs parallel to the floor. Basically the whole length of the tunnel. Before, when everything was dirty and dusty, it all just kind of looked the same, but now it really stands out. I don't know how quickly it's going to fill back up, but we do have a plan for that. You see, here's the high water mark on the post, but I think that was actually a little bit that was soaking up. The water was about there when it came in. Oh, actually, maybe not. You see a high water mark here. So that smaller jackhammer would have been underwater. The water must have receded a little bit from its high point to when we actually got the tunnel door open. See, the ceiling's all bone dry. Flooded or not, it's still so cool in here. I love it. Despite the water on the floor, everything is surprisingly dry in here. Actually turn the power back on in here so you can see a little better. Try jackhammer number 1. It works. Jackhammer number 2. It works. So I'm going to jackhammer out this top back in about 12 inches so the box will fit in there. I think that's fairly soft stuff, should go well. It'll be nice if we can get all the electronics installed, and then that should keep the water under control with our little 12-volt pump. So I've actually chiseled out a pretty good cavity pretty quickly with that little jackhammer, with the exception of this big rock right here. But I think it's a prime candidate for a couple of feather wedges. Split it out of there. Then in the morning we can mount our box in there. So we've probably got about 2 or 3 inches of water back in here since we shut the pump off. And it's probably been, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes-ish. So it is coming in with a pretty good flow. But for now, I'm just going to shut everything down and leave it overnight and see what we've got to deal with in the morning. So Saturday morning, we're back at it again. Just got down to the tunnel. It's actually not too bad. Was it maybe about a 10 inches, foot of water maybe? I mean, it's not great, but we can deal with it. So the pump's all set up. So I'm just going to go ahead and fire up the generator, get this pump down, move on. So that should pump that out pretty quick. We'll just check the end of the hose, make sure it's not frozen. I only got down to around -6 degrees Celsius last night, I think, 5 or 6. Crap, it's frozen. Yay. I thought I had it all cleaned out, but I guess I didn't. So plan B, gonna roll the hose up, stick it in front of the exhaust on the generator. You cannot even begin to imagine how sick of winter I am right now. It is the second official day of spring. Called for another 2 inches of snow this afternoon. I'm done with it. So there's what I got. As soon as the water's down though, we gotta break that rock out of there, get this project on the go. Starting to drag on now. So I must say, This project is a nightmare for filming. Everything's wet, there's nowhere to put the camera down. And then I'm working sideways off the side of the tunnel, so it's hard to capture it. So I'm gonna put you guys right down in that water right there. So I'm gonna tap some feather wedges in those holes I just drilled. Gonna see what I got going on here. Trying to swing upside down and hold the camera. So you know when you're watching the news and there's some expose on some third world working conditions and they talk about the appalling work conditions? I think this is what they're talking about. It's wet, hot in here, cold out there, water running everywhere, dirt. Oh, a lot of work. Every once in a while there's a little bit of fun. But a lot of work. Whew. Look at that cabinet though, would you? It's got 164 amp hours left. Still basically reading 100%. It's at 13.3 volts. There's no load on it yet, so it's not showing the wattage going in or out. Backlit. It's a beautiful thing. The Redodo battery is Bluetooth compatible as well. So I have the app on my phone. So if I don't want to look at this monitor, I actually just open up the app, connect to the battery, and I can see all the stats of the battery, the usage, how much it's drawn, what the charge rate is, what the current voltage is. It's pretty cool. But right now we're running out of daylight, so I gotta get the 12-volt pump hooked up, make sure it's gonna work or not. A little bit nervous, a little bit optimistic. Anyways, let's try. So all this is an automatic 12-volt bilge pump. It's got a little float inside. I fandangled some fittings so I can put the garden hose right on there. I know we're gonna be asking a lot of such a little pump, but it was the cheapest option anyways. I stole it out of my boat actually. So we'll hook it up, test it overnight, see if it works well or not. Then we'll adjust our plans accordingly. Anyways, we better get it hooked up. We're running out of daylight. Okay, so put this fuse in.
Working.
It's comparable to the big pump. So now with the pump on and that little light, it's drawing 44.5.7 watts. And according to that, it can run at that amperage for 49 minutes. No, sorry, that'd be 49 hours. That should run through a full week while we're not here, no problem. This might actually work better than I hoped. Pump is on. Pump is off. That's the greatest thing ever. This could be my greatest life's work right here. Kind of drape the hose up over there. Try to keep a constant slope on it so it doesn't freeze if it sits for very long. But a couple nights from now, it's supposed to be minus 19. And I guess I should point out, in case you haven't been following along with this project, but this whole property is totally off grid. So everything you do is either got to be with a generator or a battery. So this battery's been a godsend right at the right time. I think it's going to work out real nice. But we'll see what happens in the morning. Do the math from there. Another inch or two of snow again. It is never going to end. But anyways, it's the next morning. It's time to go check, see how this pump worked overnight. I'm nervously excited. Whoa! It's a bit slippery here. Well, that's a good sign. It's all dried up out here. Oh yeah. Oh, that is nice. Water's still running off that quartz face. Okay, so the battery's still at 159 amp hours. That means the pump should have no issue running through the week while we're not here. I want to break out some of this quartz to get sent away for an assay. So I think right here is one spot I'm wanting to take a sample. See right here, I've got a lot of mineralization. We have sample bag number 1 filled up. So the stuff off this back face, it's hard to get focus, is really rich in minerals. So we have our 3 sample bags ready to go. Ready to go home anyways. I'll bring them home, break them up a little smaller. They're from 3 distinct areas. The pump is all set up. Kind of nervous leaving it running unattended all week. So now that we've sampled all that quartz, we can start digging forward again. So next weekend, hopefully if the weather holds up and we're not underwater again, we're gonna start going forward. Looking forward to it. Kind of stalled here for a while. Be nice to make some more progress. Well guys, it's been an eventful weekend here at the cabin and in the tunnel. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Really?
me a Ricola.